Okay, good evening, everyone. First of all, please let me know if you all can hear me. Um, I hope all of you can see my screen, all of you can see me, and I'm audible to everybody. Okay, all right. So, my name is Kumari Pooja, okay, and basically I'll be taking today's session for the important legal updates for your law entrance examination. I'm sure all of you would have been preparing for the exams, right? And most of the students are always worried about the legal updates. Means we always study about legal reasoning, we always study about general knowledge, but what about legal GK and what about legal updates? Yeah, so a lot of queries come with regard to that, and that is why this series of session we have been starting. All right, so I'll just take few recent legal updates that I think are important for your examination. Yes. And at the end of the session, I will start taking your questions as well. So for now, you can hold your urge to ask questions. All right. Once we are done with the session, I'll start taking up your questions as well. All right. So, first of all, we'll be starting with the constitutional amendment. There is this major amendment that has been coming, and if you have been taking updates, daily update, or say, at least weekly update of all the legal updates that are coming, in that case, you must be aware of this particular thing. Constitutional law becomes a major part of legal reasoning topic, legal reasoning section in all the law entrance examination, of course. So in that case, this is one of the major amendment that we have been seeing. Yeah, so there was this judgment that Maharashtra government gave, right? If you're aware of it, wherein there were certain rights of the state government, okay, that was taken. All right, wherein the state government has this right, or they have the power, okay, to make a list of all the socially and educational backward classes. All right, so that was taken, that was taken aback. So that is why this amendment was required. And you must be aware of the fact that under fundamental rights, right, I'm hoping that all of you have at least read fundamental rights, right? So that is like one of the most prominent feature or prominent thing in the constitution, correct? So under fundamental rights, under article 15, under article 16, you must have read about the socially and economically backward classes kind of provisions, right? So this amendment actually relates, or say, I would say, originates from there. Okay, this need originates from there. This is mostly under the topic of reservation, you can say. Yes, because all these lists are prepared there, right? So there can be certain addition of some articles, or there may be some amendments in the articles, say article 342. That is the major area wherein you can see the amendment, right? So this is about the constitutional amendment that is coming up. All right, so basically restoring the power of the state list, or say the state, right? You must be aware of all the federal structure that we have in our country, right? India is a quasi federal state, correct? And where have we taken this concept from, this idea of quasi federal state? Yes. No, that is a homework, or else you can just put that in your comment box also if you know the answer. All right. So that is again one of the question from one of the most prominent kind of question that you see in all the law entrance examination, right? What is, from where have we taken what idea in our Indian constitution? Good one. Now I started getting answer Canada, correct? So we have taken the idea of quasi federal from Canada. Okay, so India is a federal state. We need to take care of states as well. We need to avoid the centralization to the central government. Correct. So that is the reason, or that is the reasoning that goes behind this particular amendment bill. Okay. Now moving on to the next legal update. So far as sex workers were concerned, they did not have this ration card, voter ID card, Aadhaar card, all of that. Okay. Now, recently, all these rights have been associated with sex workers also. Now there is this NGO, all right, they came up with this case, or they basically approached the Supreme Court with this regard, and that was the reason why Supreme Court took up this matter. And later on it was decided that yes, sex workers also need to get their Aadhaar card. They also need a recognition, right? Because fundamental right should not be divided from any person or any citizen of country, right? You must have heard about fundamental rights, correct? Now, with regard to fundamental rights, there cannot be any discrimination as such, correct? And no matter what vocation, what profession you are in, you are entitled to all the fundamental rights, right? As far as you are the citizen of our country, correct? So Supreme Court basically spoke about this particular matter. They recognized the fundamental right to the sex workers. Okay. Now this is again one of the major fundamental right related legal update, you can say. Okay. Moving on to the next idea. Have you all heard about NALSA? NALSA. Yes. NALSA is an sort of organization, you can say, or an association that actually deals with the legal aid. Okay, it is situated in Delhi, and what happens? NALSA is a kind of model. Okay, it's in Delhi, and then it is followed by other state level legal aid committees or legal aid associations. Okay, now in that case what happens, they have this hierarchy or they have this model wherein NALSA comes at the top, and they may make sure or they ensure that every state or every most of the districts should have this legal aid related organization or any association, any body should be there. Okay, now with regard to the same thing, there is this another body that is being made with the same analogy but with a different purpose. Okay, this is with regard to the infrastructure of the subordinate courts, right? You must have known or you must have heard about a lot of criticism that goes around with regard to the infrastructure of subordinate courts, right? High Court, Supreme Court, all of these, most of the district courts in Delhi or Mumbai or in major cities, you would see they are all well structured. But when we penetrate deeper into the districts and subordinate courts, mostly they don't have a good infrastructure, right? And that creates a lot of fuss and a lot of problems to the people approaching the court, and that is why this authority has been made. Now this is the national authority. It will be taking care of all the structures or all the authorities that has to be appointed in the separate or individual states and also in districts. Okay, so it will be basically managing the funds. It will be taking care of how many litigations are we getting, managing all of that. And so basically it is a legal update with regard to the judicial structure. All right, with regard to the judiciary, as we all know how much pressure or how much burdened or the entire judicial system is with regard to the number of litigation cases that we have, right? So it is just to help them out in a way. Now, this was one of the legal updates for the day. Moving on with regard to most famous, and I'm sure there would be no person here who would have not heard about this, right? So this was a hot topic for quite a long time. So it was with regard to the age of marriage of women, correct? Legal age. Now, if you look at different personal laws, be it Hindu Marriage Act or be it Christian laws or be it Muslim laws, or take all of them, Special Marriage Act, right? So we have laws pertaining to all of them. They have their own separate laws for the ages, okay, the age limit for women and men as well, okay, for marriage. Now, that is something that has been taken upon, okay, considering the fact of a lot of aspects, be it social, be it health, yes, be it economical. So it's basically taking the entire lot of factors into consideration, and then the Union Cabinet came up with this idea, and they approved this idea that the legal age for marriage of women shall be increased from 18 years to 21 years. All right. So as you can see on the screen, there are what laws were persisting previously has been mentioned. All of them have been mentioned. So you can just go through it if you want to. All right. But the main I would say the main idea here, or the important idea here, is the change in the age. All right, it's from 18 to 21. Now, of course, the last one for the day would be father shall also be responsible till the adulthood. Okay, so there is this Supreme Court judgment wherein the father basically was given this responsibility to maintain a child until the child attains a majority. Okay, majority. What is the age of majority under law? It's 18 years, right? You must have heard about it, or you must have read about it in contracts as well. You must have read about it in the competency topic, right? The competency of parties, wherein we talk about minor and major, whether they are competent to enter into a contract or not. Not only that, you would have also studied about it in the criminal law, right? Whether how a minor committing a crime is actually taken into court, and how are they the trial happens against them, right? So you must be aware of the age of minor and major, the concept associated with that. So here is this additional information, additional update with regard to the maintenance. Okay, maintenance of such minor and such children. Okay, so until and unless they don't attain the majority, until and unless they don't attain the age of 18. Okay, so father has to be responsible for maintaining such child. All right, so this was the last legal update. So this is how I'm planning to come up with quick legal updates for all of your revision. Yes, and now you can keep posting your questions. I've already started receiving questions in the comment box. Okay, and I'll try and answer. Is there no question? Juvenile. Yes, yes, yes. Neeraj is saying, yeah. So all those minors who are basically who commits an offense under IPC or any criminal offense, in such case, they are tried under juvenile justice court. Yes. Yeah. Is there any question? Let me see. Okay. Now students were chatting, it seems. Never mind. Yeah. Is there any question with regard to exams, with regard to any topic? Okay, Rohini, actually, it depends on that how it is numbered in the constitutional amendment book. Okay, so once this amendment passes on, once it is it is passed by both the houses, in that case the number will again, it will be renumbered actually. Okay, so that is not a problem. Recent hijab case, okay, Shobit, we can take it in our further session. Okay. How to revise daily GK Manthan, Akshat Gupta. Okay, how to revise daily GK Manthan means what? If the word suggests it's daily GK Manthan, so you are supposed to read it daily, and when you are reading it daily, you need to understand that you need to revise it daily as well, or maybe you can have a schedule. On weekends you can revise the entire legal month. Okay, now that is very important, of course. You need to revise GK. Until unless you don't revise GK, your brain is not going to help you on the D-Day. Okay, so you need to train your brain in order to get help. In Does it contain digital infrastructure? Aryaman Setia. See, there is no notification as such about a digitalization of the infrastructure, right? But they may take such steps, because as you would see in High Court and in Supreme Court, a lot of digitalization has been happening. So that may be a case, but a digitalization of the case is not going to happen anytime soon. I don't think so. What is void ab initio? Akash Masi. Okay. Now, there, void ab initio, you must have been referring to the contracts, if I'm not wrong, right? So there are certain cases wherein, from the very initiation of the contract, from the very beginning, wherein the offer, or say invitation to an offer is concerned, that is the place wherein, the void, the competency or the legality is attacked. Okay, so in such case we call it void ab initio, means it is void since the very initiation of the contract. Okay, void from starting. Okay, there are people who have already started answering also. At time of CLAT, how many, ma'am, weekly, monthly, at time of CLAT, how can we revise the past 6 months GK at that moment? Uh, you can revise 6 months ka GK. In fact, you can revise even 8 months ka GK. It will hardly take you, I would say, 2 weeks to revise the entire thing. But of course, just one revision, or say this, if this is your first time that you are going through the manthan, in that case, I doubt if it is going to help you very much. So I would personally suggest go through all these months, and also make a schedule of revision at least by the next week itself. Okay, so revision is the key when it comes to GK. All right. Can you also take recent essay orders on daughter inheritance and father's property? Rohini, I'll take it for the next session. Okay. Definitely. Of course, all these are important legal updates, and we will be covering all the important major legal updates for your examination very soon. Okay, through these sessions. So, yeah, rest be assured. Any other question? Lokayukta bill. Okay. If it is important or not. Yeah, okay. If you want, I can take up that topic as well. Okay, I think that is it, right? I don't think there is any more questions. All right. So in that case, students, we will be discussing all these legal updates every week, almost every week. Okay. So I'll try to be regular with this, or say I would try to be consistent per se. So in that case, I would like you to subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon that you can see on the screen, right? So that when I come for the next session, when I'm taking the session, at least you get the notification and you can join the session live. Okay. Neeraj Jain, that is completely irrelevant for the legal update. Okay. All right. Is CLAT exam going to be postponed? Maybe, may not be. Okay. But if you are just sitting in that bharose, to of course, don't do that. Okay. Okay, Mariam. You are in class 12th and you have just started preparing for CLAT. How can you study GK in short period? You can. It's all about time management. You can. Okay, just try to manage your time, just divide your time in such a way that you are able to balance your boards and your law entrance preparation as well, and you'll be able to do it. Definitely, there are people who are doing it, so you can also do it. All right, so in that case, I'll wrap up the session then. Okay, students, and we'll meet again next week. All right. So until then, please keep your Josh high and keep preparing. Uh, uh, Take care of yourself. And yes, just crack it. Okay. Thank you. And yeah, that's it.